So let's talk about functions. What are functions? The function is an act of making something out of something else. So think about it this way. You have lettuce and you want salad. So what are you going to do? Well, you're going to chop up the lettuce, right? So that act of chopping up is your function. So what you have in here, you have ingredients. You do something to them, that's the function, and out comes out your cooked dish. So the ingredients that we put in, we call them domain, and the range and the cooked dish we call range. Now, we usually call domain an independent variable, and we denote it by letter X. Now, why is it independent? Because you can choose any ingredients you want. Listen, you want to make salad with lettuce? Cool. But what if you don't want a salad out of lettuce? What if you want spinach salad? Then you choose spinach. You can chop up anything you want. You can do arugula, you can do cabbage, you name it, right? So you can choose your X. Now, why not so much, right? If you chop up spinach, you are not gonna get coleslaw, right? Because coleslaw has to be made with cabbage. So this is why we call range the cooked dish, right? Range, the dependent variable. And what does it depend on? It depends on X, right? And we denote range by letter Y. So how does this work in math and not just cooking, right? Well, let's say I have 2x equals y. This is a recipe. It tells me, hey, take a number, any number, right? Because it's x, right? Multiply it by 2 and you will get y. So let's say I want to take x equals 1. Well, 2 times 1 equals y. So y equals 2. So this is literally our instructions. The function is the instructions. What do I do to the x to get y? Very, very straightforward. So next up, I want to talk about relations. What are those? Well, take a look. I have a set of ordered pairs in here. So what do I mean by ordered pairs? It's any two of something, okay? Like Noah's Ark, right? So it could be two of numbers, it could be two of letters, it could be two of words, it could be two of shapes, any kind of shapes, okay? Doesn't matter, just ordered pairs. So any collection of ordered pairs is a relation. So let's go ahead and figure out, okay, well, if it's a relation, how do I know if my relation is a function? Because when I actually have a recipe, right? When it says, oh, do this to x to get y, then I know for sure it's a function, right? Because it tells me what to do. But what about now? I have the ingredients and the final result. And I don't know if what I did to it was the same thing across the board. So this is how you know if it's a function in math. A function is a relation where no x repeats itself. So to figure out if this thing is a function, we need to look at the x values and only x values. So here's 1x, here's another x, here's another and another x. Do any of them repeat? Ah, this one does and this one does, right? I have two x's that repeat themselves, this two and this two. And you should be asking, well, yeah, but threes repeat themselves too. But when you look at those threes, this is not x's, these are y's, right? Remember, it always goes x first, y second. So if you want to figure out if it's a function, you only look at x's. If x is repeated, nope, not a function. Incidentally, if I want to know the domain of this relation, because relations can also have domain and range, well, the domain is going to be all the x's, 2, 5, minus 3, and 2. And if I want to know the range, well, that's going to be all the y's, 3, -4, 3, and -10. And that is all.